So what happens when they break a rule?
Well, as the regulatory agency, I'll let them answer that. Again, they.
I mean, if they don't follow their plan, they submit a plan to you and they're supposed to have monitoring. So like Joe Blow here doesn't come with his monitors, and this is the guy that's to dig the well, and this is the person that's gonna do, and if one of them don't show up, well, then they shouldn't be doing it.
We order them to shut down. I mean, that's the
Well,
that's the
yeah.
process we use.
With 3 weeks before you have to go?
Sometimes 3 weeks, when you're talking about that minor source, isn't necessarily a long time.
You know, you're talking about a minor source, but you go back to your home in Baton Rouge. You know, we here, we live in this, you know, and it's important to us. I don't care how little it is. We ought to know about it. You know, but that's not what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing that you care about us. It's that, well, 3 weeks from now or 4 weeks, it's just like this thing about the norm. You know, we asked about norm, and you told us, when was it? November, that you had given them 30 days to report on themselves. You know, we haven't heard a thing about that norm.
Well,
Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, to what extent there is norm, it is in our EDMS system, and there is a very minor source of it that's right there on a well pad that's in our system. When we detected it over the 1991 level, we immediately ordered them to update their records in their notification process, which they did. We have not found anywhere else.
All right.
But Nick, just to follow up on what you said, I'm there every day.
Am I supposed to go chase you down every day?
But you said that we're not, we're not looking out for the community. I disagree. I'm there monitoring every day.
All right. You're there. You're there. The people who DEQ, DNR, all these people, if you don't write to them, you don't get any information. Why is it that we're out here, but you're getting the information? Why is it that you not provide it to us? And why is it that we have to go to your website, which is totally confusing, to find out the information? Why isn't that information sent to, we asked at the very beginning to have one website. We've got a blog, and everybody goes to it, and we look at it. That's where that information will be put. It shouldn't be scattered all over the place and made difficult to find.
We have a button. I mean, it's the easiest information to find on the DEQ website. It's on the home page, first button on the top left. I mean, and we work harder to keep it up to date than we do any other incident.
Does it explain the norm? Does it explain the 19 cubic feet of norm that was missing, where Texas Brine claimed they put it in the cavern, and then Mr. Krantz decided that the next day that they misspoke, and then that's when you said you gave them 30 days to tell you where it was?
Right. The order we issued to them is there. Their response to it is there. It is all there.
Okay, so tell me. I've been waiting for months. So tell me, what was the result of it? What did you find? What was their reply?
Well, this is going back to the 1991 status, and everything. I haven't looked at it in a couple of months, but everything that was filed in 1991 was done correctly. There was none disposed. No norm was put back down into the cavern. We have no record to indicate that any whatsoever. There was, I think in this very room, we talked about there was probably equivalent to a small trunk load of material that had some norm in it. That was what was in question. Just just a small amount. And they were permitted to contain it on site, as I recall, part of the response
So
to
when-
that compliance
when-
order.
When they're permitted to contain it on site, what does that entail? Do they have to put it in a certain type of container? Do they, can they just leave it loose on the ground and let it rain and blow with the wind? How do you do that?
It is contained. I'm not a norm expert, so I don't
Well, I'm not
know the
either.
exact regulatory requirements, but it has to be contained and maintained and identified in a specific location. I would, we have a couple of norm experts at DEQ that I'd be more than happy to get that information from.
We would love to know what happened to it. We would love to know what happened to it. We've been waiting, we've had numerous discussions about this, and, you tell us 30 days, so we expect, we're interested. We've asked about it, so if you got the response back, why is it that we haven't gotten it?
We went out and looked for it in May of 2013, couldn't find any.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, it was.
So what does that tell you?
Well, some of it was brought to a wayside, and that might have been, this is
If-
1990,
if-
go back to
if they take it to a
1991.
wayside,
There's no
don't you have to have a permit?
Or documentation.
There would be, they had manifest for what was brought to from the Chacapula Dome, I think it was. But we went out there because of this discussion we had, and we looked for it. We looked for norm because you and others had a concern about norm being prevalent. We didn't find any. It's not there. I don't know what else how else to put it.
Well, do you know what happened to it? That's all.
Well, I do know that it was a wheelbarrow's worth in 1991. I know that much. And what happened to that, I don't know.
I don't want to sidetrack the discussion, but don't y'all have some type of requirement in DEQ to track Norm from the site to his final deposition? Because what I'm hearing here is if you're doing that all over the state of Louisiana, we're in trouble. I mean, y'all do have procedures, I'm sure.
Sure, we have a.
And these people
norm
apparently did
condition.
not follow the procedures if you went back and looked for it and it's not there.
Well,
And,
again,
somebody
this
knows
was,
where it's at in DEQ, right?
again, we're talking about records that would go back to 1991, so.
But what I'm hearing is that you may know, your department may know, you just don't know it right now.
Well, I certainly don't know any more than I just said right now.
I mean, that scares me.
So
from what I've
when
heard.
are we gonna get the information? I am asking you.
I just gave you the information.
I am asking you right
We looked
now.
for it and couldn't find it. It doesn't exist.
And so, you drop it.
Now, there is it may well be that those two spots at the 002 and 003 well site where there was a tick, that could be the disposition of it. I don't know. I'm not a norm expert. We have the records. We ordered them in December of 2012 to submit the information to us, and they did. And the order was closed. It's in the EDMS records. I mean, I'll send you the link to it.
All the records dealing with Norm and the bottom two.
Yes.